What's up, people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and this is a video response to Mr. Parkin's discussion about the Divas versus Knockouts. Now, for those that actually have watched my videos, you know how passionate I am about the Divas division, because I do believe that they have a lot of potential. But as of late, their performances have been lackluster. They have not had decent feuds, and the Divas of Destruction have completely been buried every single night, especially now when Natalya was crying with her weave pulled out in the ring by Alicia Fox. Okay, I'm not getting into that. I'm moving on from there. But anyway, I did see the TNA. I did see TNA this past Thursday, and I was completely floored on how respectable the Knockouts division are. Not only were their matches like more than 4 minutes, you can tell how much passion and how much performance they put in their ring. You know, it's just not the fact that they're walking around sashaying and just doing a move and then that's it. You know, they're actually getting in there and actually having a great performance. And not to mention that these women look like real women. They don't look like waifs or models or anything. The one thing I do disagree with Mr. Parkin about is the fact that he said that he doesn't believe that, and quote me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please comment below if I'm wrong, if I say this. But the one thing that I do believe that if I'm wrong, whatever, but that the knockouts aren't used as sex symbols and only used for their talent. They are used for their talent, but they are used as sex symbols as well if you've seen their commercials. I mean, for crying out loud, they all have giant, gargantuan torpedo boobs. I mean, and they have the skimpiest outfits I've ever seen. And, I mean, but they're all, like, really full, thick women. I mean, not full figure, but thick women. And they are, like, strong to boot. But you gotta understand, TNA is a wrestling-based company. That's the reason why their wrestling is so good. That's why their in-ring time is more than 4 minutes, because TNA not only books them for their looks, they book them for their talent. Unfortunately for WWE, they're entertainment-based. So that's the reason why you see all these models pretending to be wrestlers, because they don't care much for talent. They don't care whether or not they can body slam anybody. They don't care whether or not they're able to pick anybody up. They're entertainment based. During the days of Sable, Sunny, Chyna, you know, Lita, Trish Stratus, I can go all the way back to the 80s. Even with Luna. And Glow. Oh gosh, I love Glow. But anyway, I'm not getting into that. But the thing is, if you go back 20 years, that is when they were only wrestling based. The WWF was wrestling based. They were all wrestling all the time. That's what they were. And that's why their performances were so great, because that's what they catered to. They catered to wrestling fans. Now, moving on down 20 years later, they're entertainment based. So they're not necessarily caring whether or not these women actually have talent. They're just using them as sex symbols, and that's it. It's completely pathetic. It's completely degrading, and it's like completely, oh, good grief. I mean, there's just so many things that's terrible about the Divas division right now, and it's because of how they look. Their extensions have to be perfect. Their makeup has to be perfect. Their eyelashes have to be perfect. And that's all it is. Because WWE is an entertainment-based brand. They don't care much for wrestling anymore. They're not trying to do that because it don't make them any money. Even though, little do they know, it does. But TNA is going to always be better. And the Knockouts division is going to always be better, because the fact that they cater towards wrestling fans. And that's what they hire these women for. They don't hire these women in the Divas division for their talent. They hire them for their looks. And that's it. So until WWE change their ways and decides to actually go back to being a wrestling brand, that's what we're going to always see every single night. Or at least until Karma comes back. Unfortunately, it is what it is.